Hello and welcome to today's English lesson. So first of all, guys, can we all turn to wave and say a big hello to our friends on camera? Hello! And we'll begin by doing our meditation sequence. So I will sit down, take 2 fingers, find our heart center, left hand on our laps and close our eyes. When you're ready, guys, you can open your eyes and come back to the room. And next we'll do our stretch sequence. So let's stand up and push in our chairs. We can begin by doing some rotations. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Excellent, guys. And now, let's put our hands up into the air. Big stretch up. And then let's stretch down and touch our toes. Back up high one more time. And this time, can we go tippy toe high? And while we're there, let's have a wave side to side. And then back down to touch our toes once more. Excellent, guys. And then stand up, have a shake. Let's do 5 stretches to our right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 5 stretches to our left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Brilliant, guys. And another shake. Arms and legs, shake it out. Let's take our right hand and find our left foot. And then left hand, right foot. Right hand, left foot. Left hand, right foot. Right hand, left foot. Left hand, right foot. Excellent, guys. And to finish, we will do 5 claps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent, guys. Have a seat. So in our previous English lesson, we did a lot of work with the group of words known as pronouns. Yes. So let's write the word pronouns on the board to begin. P-R-O-N-O-U-N-S. All together, guys. Pronouns. Now, pronouns are the group of words in English that we use to refer to things such as people, places, or objects. And in the previous lesson, we learned about two specific types of pronouns. The first ones we learned about subject pronouns. Yes, we know about subject pronouns already. So subject, S-U-B-J-E-C-T-S. So we've got subject pronouns. And in the previous lesson, we learned how to change the subject pronoun into the appropriate object pronoun. Yes, we learned sometimes how to use an object pronoun instead of a subject pronoun. O-B-J-E-C-T-S. Because sometimes in English, if we have a sentence where we have to say the subject pronoun twice, it's not quite correct. So what we'll do, we'll use the subject pronoun in the first part of the sentence, and then if we need to use it again, we can replace it with the appropriate object pronouns. And what we're going to do now is a recap exercise, is have our students demonstrate their understanding. I will write a subject pronoun in this column here, then give one of my students a marker pen. They can come forward and write the appropriate object pronoun in this column. So ready, guys? Well, first of all, who can give me a good subject pronoun? I. Yes, I is always the best place to start because I is the subject pronoun we use for ourselves. So I will go in the subject pronoun column, but now I need somebody to come and show me what is the object pronoun that we use in relation to I. So maybe Lakgao can help us. Lakgao, can you remember the appropriate object pronoun in relation to I? So if I is the subject pronoun, what is our object pronoun? Me is correct. So we could say, for example, I am the teacher. The teacher is me. You see, the same meaning, but we're using a subject pronoun and then an object pronoun. Lakgao, that was brilliant. Very well remembered. Big round of applause for Lakgao, please, guys. Okay, so we've got some more object and subject pronouns to practice with. So another one, if we want to refer to boys or men, we would use the subject pronoun he. But who can tell me what the appropriate object pronoun would be? And now, let's see if Chu can remember and come forward and write the appropriate object pronoun for the subject pronoun he. Okay, so we've got the correct subject pronoun he. Chu, how do we change he into the object pronoun? Him, yes. We change he to him. So can you write the appropriate object pronoun on the board? So H-I-M. Excellent, Chu. Well done. You see, we've gone from the he to him. So we might say, he is Chu. But if we want to use the object pronoun, Chu is him. You see, it's the same meaning, but we're using a different type of pronoun each time. Chu, that was very good. High five and a big round of applause for Chu, guys. Okay, so that was if we want to refer to boys and men. But what about girls and ladies? We know our subject pronoun, she. But who can tell me the correct object pronoun? Maybe Nadia can help us. Nadia, come and join me at the front, please. So the correct subject pronoun for girls and ladies is she. But how can we change she into the object pronoun, Nadia? Her, yes. We don't say she again, we can say her. And how do we spell her? H-E-R. Yes. So we could say, she is Nadia. But Then, if we want to use the object pronoun, Nadia is her. You see how you can change it each time. Nadia, that was brilliant. Big round of applause for Nadia, please, guys. So that's how we refer to individuals. But how about the group pronouns? How about, for example, they? How can we change the subject pronoun they into the object pronoun? Maybe Prel can tell us. Prel, come and join me at the front. Okay, so if we've got the subject pronoun they, how can we change it to an object pronoun? Them. Yes, well done. T-H-E-M. Brilliant. So, Prel, we could say about our friends, they are students. Or the students are them. Okay? They and them used to say the same thing. That was brilliant, Prel. Very well done. Big round of applause for Prel, please, guys. And the subject pronoun for a group that includes us, we don't use they, we can use we. We can say, we are in class. But then if we want to change it to an object pronoun, Pangpon, how can we do it? So we've got the subject pronoun we, but what do we change we to for the object pronoun? We don't say we again. Us, yes, well done. And how do we spell us? U-S. So this object pronoun for we is us, correct? So we can say, we are in class, or we could say, the people in class are us. Changing the subject to the object pronoun. Pangpon, very well done. Big round of applause for Pangpon, guys. Okay, now that's the subject pronouns that we need to change. But who can remember what is special about the subject pronoun it and the subject pronoun you? What can we do with it and you? It and you we can use as subjects and object pronouns. We don't need to change them. These two words here can serve as subject pronouns, and they can also be used as object pronouns. So we don't need to change these words. But let's practice the ones we do change one more time, guys. I, me. He, him. She, her. They, them. We, us. And that's how we change subject and object pronouns. That was brilliant, guys. Very well done. And what we're going to do in today's lesson is we're going to stay with pronouns, but we're going to learn about another type of pronoun. But this type of pronoun only has two specific words. One word we can use with people, and the next word that we can use with objects or things. And these type of pronouns, ready guys? Relative pronouns. So what we've got now is a PowerPoint presentation for our students to observe, listen to, and also practice speaking about relative pronouns and how we can change them. So now let's turn to look at the TV screen, please, guys. So let's take a look at our PowerPoint presentation today. English, relative pronouns. Yes, so we're going to learn about two more pronouns that we can use. Relative pronouns are words that join two sentences together. Yes. Like for example, here we have a list of different sentences. I have a dog. I am 6 years old. So they're two different sentences. But sometimes we can use a word called a relative pronoun to link the two sentences into one longer sentence, which is what we'll learn how to do today. We can use the relative pronoun who to join sentences about people. Okay, so the relative pronoun to use with people like us, who. This is the boy. He didn't put the lid on. So you see two different sentences. No relative pronoun yet, no who. But if we want to introduce who, we take the second pronoun, he, and then we can change it like this. This is the boy who didn't put the lid on. So you see, we had two small sentences. We're introducing who. It's made it into one long sentence. Just one word, who, that we use with people. This is my friend. That was the first sentence. Now the second sentence, she likes to play volleyball. But if we replace she at the beginning of the second sentence with who, it's one long sentence. This is my friend who likes to play volleyball. So we change the two small sentences into one long sentence with a relative pronoun. One word, who. This is my dad. He works in the city. How many sentences there? Two. Two small sentences. But if we delete he and replace it with who, we can make it into one long sentence. This is my dad who works in the city. Yeah. Relative pronoun, who, always with people. So you just remember that point. If we're talking about people, use the word who to link the sentence. This is my brother. He plays video games. Okay, so who can guess what do we need to do? What word do we bring in to link the sentence? Who, okay? This is my brother who plays video games. Brilliant. You see? Easy. Just change who with the second pronoun to make the long sentence. But there's one more relative pronoun we can use with things. We can use the relative pronoun which to join sentences about things and objects. And you can see in the picture here lots of things and objects. Any people? No. So we don't need to use who this time. Use who with people. Things and objects, we use which. Exactly the same way, but which instead of who. For example, this is the smoothie. It tasted very nice. Two small sentences. But if we drop it and replace it with which, this is the smoothie which tasted very nice. Let's try a few more examples. This is the bank. It is a big building. Okay, so what word do we introduce to make it one long sentence? Not who, which, okay? With objects like buildings, change the word with which. So we can say here, this is the bank, which is a big building. Excellent, guys. Well spoken. This is a hat. It has many colours. So how can we change that into a long sentence? Which? Correct. This is a hat which has many colours. You see? Just replacing one word every time. Who, the relative pronoun for people. Which, the relative pronoun for objects. And the final example, this is a chair. It is very comfy To sit on. But if we want to use a relative pronoun, this is a chair, which is very comfy to sit on. So you see, every time, just use the relative pronoun to link the sentences into one longer sentence. Okay, that was excellent. Well done. Welcome back to class. We hope your students enjoyed the PowerPoint presentation so that they can learn how to use relative pronouns in replacement of subject pronouns. And the important thing to remember, the relative pronoun who we use with people. And if it's things or objects, we use the relative pronoun which. And coming up, we've got a board exercise for our students to practice further. But before then, guys, time for our stretch sequence. So let's stand up and push in our chairs. And for this sequence, we can have a game of teacher says. So listen carefully. If teacher says, we can do. But if teacher doesn't say, don't do. Okay? So hands on head. Teacher says, arms in the air. Arms down. Very good, guys. Listening well. Teacher says, arms down. Teacher says, turn around. Teacher says, back the other way. And back the other way. Excellent. Jogging on the spot. Teacher says, jogging on the spot. Stop. Okay, teacher says, jogging on the spot. Teacher says, arms in the air. Teacher says, hands on head. Teacher says, arms in the air. Teacher says, arms forwards and backwards. Forwards and backwards. Forwards and backwards. Teacher says, arms side to side. Arms side to side. And teacher says, stop. Arms by your sides. Teacher says, stand on one leg. Teacher says, touch your nose. Teacher says, hands on head. And teacher says, hop. Teacher says, swap legs. Teacher says, stop. Teacher says, arms by your sides. Teacher says, into a ball. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Teacher says, jump. Excellent, guys. The teacher says, please sit down. So now we're going to do a board exercise for our students to practice their understanding of the relative pronouns. Now, who can remember, guys, in the PowerPoint presentation, there were 2 different relative pronouns. What were them words? If it's people, who. The relative pronoun to use with people is who. W, H, O. But if it's not people, if it's objects or things, we don't say who. What will we say? Which. And how do we spell which? H-I-C-H. Okay. So if we're talking about people, who? If we're talking about objects, which? And what we're going to do now is a board exercise. I'm going to write 2 short sentences about either people or objects. Then I'm going to ask a student to come forward, and underneath the 2 sentences that I write, my student needs to use the correct relative pronoun to write the longer sentence. Okay, guys? So first of all, we need a sentence, or we need 2 sentences from me. So, who can tell me what is this? Marker. Okay. This is a marker. Okay, that's sentence number 1. This is a marker. Now, the second sentence. So let's say together, guys, this is a marker. It writes on the board. Okay, so we've got two small sentences. No relative pronoun, yes, but what I need now is a student to come forward and show how to replace this word here with the correct relative pronoun to make one longer sentence. And let's see who can come forward and help us now. Pak Bung, come and join me at the front of class, please. Okay, so what I want Pak Bung to do is to demonstrate her understanding by writing the correct relative pronoun underneath this pronoun here. So if we're talking about a marker pen, will we use the relative pronoun who or the relative pronoun which? Correct. Because it's a thing, we use which. So can you write the correct relative pronoun underneath, please? Perfect. So what we do now is Pak Bung has linked the two different sentences into one long sentence by using the correct relative pronoun. So let's say it together, guys. This is a marker which writes on the board. You see, by linking the correct relative pronoun which, we can use both sentences together. Pak Bung, that was brilliant. High five and a big round of applause for Pak Bung, please, guys. So teachers, you can see the activity that we're doing in our classroom. You can pause the video now and do the same activity with your own students. And remember to choose a different student for each sentences that you write on the board. And when a student has correctly demonstrated the relative pronoun, have the entire class practice speaking together. So play on in your own classroom for around 10 minutes, and we're going to carry on playing here. She is my friend. She likes to sing. How many sentences have I written? 2. You can see, sentence 1, she is my friend. Sentence 2, she likes to sing. But if we use the correct relative pronoun, we can link the two sentences by replacing this word here with either who or which. Now let's see who can remember how to correctly change the relative pronoun for people. And I would like Dan to come and join me at the front of class. So because we're using the subject pronoun she, we know we're talking about people. So Dan, what relative pronoun do we have to use in this sentence? Correct. So can you write who underneath the pronoun she? Excellent. Okay, so now we haven't got two small sentences. We can delete the full stops here because the sentence runs on into one long sentence because Dan has correctly demonstrated how to use the relative pronoun who to link the two sentences about people. So we can say, she is my friend, who likes to sing. Two sentences become one long sentence because Dan has used the correct relative pronoun. Dan, that was brilliant. High five and a big round of applause for Dan, please, guys. Okay, I think we've got space and time for one more. So let's see. I know, a bit more difficult, this one. This is a watch. It tells the... Correct. I was about to ask, what does a watch tell? The time. So you see, I've written two small sentences about a watch. Sentence one, this is a watch. And the second sentence, it tells the time. But how can we link the two sentences together? Which relative pronoun do we need to use? So let's see now who can come forward and demonstrate their understanding of relative pronouns. So Net, come and join me at the front of class, please. So if we've got sentences about a watch, is this watch a person or a thing? A thing. So what relative pronoun do we need to use? Which, not watch. The watch is the object. So we use which. So Net, can you write the correct relative pronoun underneath? W, H, I, C, H. Okay, so now we've linked the sentences, we can get rid of the full stop. And we can say the full sentence together. This is a watch which tells the time. What we've done, we've used the correct relative pronoun to link the sentences together. Net, that was brilliant. High five and a big round of applause for Net, please, guys. And now it's time for our worksheet part of the lesson. So teachers, make sure all the students in your class get their own worksheet. And what they have to do today is demonstrate their understanding of the relative pronouns who or which. We've got a series of sentences, two small sentences that need linking together with the correct relative pronoun. So what we want our students to do is to write the long sentence in the space underneath the two small sentences by linking them with either who, if it's sentences about people, or which, if it's sentences about things or objects. But what's the first thing to do, guys? Write your names on top first. We give our students around 15 minutes for this activity because they have to write a series of 6 long sentences. And just monitor the class, help them with anything they need. So bang bang, this one's for you. You're welcome. Prao for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Down, here's yours. You're welcome. Chu for you. You're welcome. Nadia for you. You're welcome. Pat for you. You're welcome. You're welcome. Pak Bung and Net. You're welcome. So names on top first, guys. And then the first one we can do together. Let's see if I can make space. So the first sentence is number 1. This is my, who is it in the sentence? This is my teacher. Full stop. And then second sentence, what does the second sentence say? He teaches us English every day, except weekends. Okay, so what we need to do, look at the start of the second sentence, this pronoun here. Is this a person or a thing? Person, correct, Prao. So now you can write the new sentence underneath and you can delete the full stop and introduce the relative pronoun who. So your sentence should read, this is my teacher who teaches us English every day. You can write the long sentences by using the correct relative pronoun. And if you need any help with the others, guys, let me know. Always replace the words at the beginning of the second sentence with either who or which. Perfect. Who teaches? Yes, not teacher. We have teacher already. Teaches is the verb. That's what I do. I am the teacher who teaches you. Perfect, guys. Well done. Number 2. Excellent, Prel. You see, the school canteen is a thing, so we need to use which. So it, we change it with which. So this is the school canteen, which is where we eat lunch. Excellent, guys, doing very well. Just remember the golden rule: who we use with people, and which we use with objects or things. This is my best friend. She is always kind to everyone. So best friend is a person. So we can say, this is my best friend who is always kind to everyone. Welcome back to class. We hope your students enjoyed the worksheet exercise where they had to demonstrate their understanding of the relative pronouns by choosing the correct one to link the sentences. My students here have all done a great job, and we're going to practice speaking for you now. So ready, guys? This is my teacher who teaches us English every day. Yes, teacher is a person, so we use the relative pronoun who. This is the school canteen, which is where we eat lunch. The school canteen is a place or an object, so we use the pronoun which. This is my best friend who is always kind to everyone. This is my grandfather who is 72 years old. This is my house, which has a garden with an apple tree. And finally, this is my telephone, which is broken and needs to be fixed. Guys, that was excellent. Very well done. And that's all we've got time for today. So we hope you've enjoyed the lesson and now understand the relative pronouns who, which we use with people, and which we use with things. And we'll see you again soon for the next lesson. So can we turn to wave and say goodbye, guys? Goodbye. See you again soon.